Welcome to All Things in the Name of Love. If you like this show, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Welcome to another episode of All Things in the Name of Love. And today I have with me Dr. Joan, who had trained as a doctor of chiropractic and has had a busy practice in Berkeley, California. She has an innate empathetic gift, and she's trained and received a master's in counseling, which has given her the tools needed to advise, counsel, uplift, heal, and align our bodies, mind, and spirit. Her intuitively guided work focuses on personal transformation, offering clients both the skills and healing needed to live a happier and healthier life. And you're also the author of Make Your Life a Miracle. And then in addition to that, you've gone down this very interesting journey of identity fraud. And so I wanted to just start with like some of your journey, like in your background and what led you to this. So
Sweet. It's exactly what I wanted to talk about. But I also want to say I have a new book coming out this month called The Miracle Makers Club, Manifest Miracles Daily. So
Awesome.
everyone could look for that. Yeah, I've been a chiropractor for over 40 years, on and off, not consistently throughout that. But my specialty has always been in helping people literally align their body, mind, and spirit for success, to do what they came here to do, to live their best life. And in 2013, some of your people might know me as Joan of Angels, because I received messages from my angels to paint 33 angels in 30 days. So then I became Dr. Joan, and I became Joan of Angels, and really kind of a little bit of a nutcase going back and forth until the last year, when I think that I've literally upgraded myself, because I'm merging the Dr. Joan, the professional Dr. Joan, with also my other self. And we're here to help people really have all the tools they need to live their best life and to protect themselves, to make sure that they're not victims of, say, identity fraud or anything like that, which is what happened to me last year. So last year, so going right along, Dr. Joan, Joan of Angels, all together, last year, I discovered that there were 3 people right after one of the latest breaches. I guess it wasn't even last year, it was a few months ago, that 3 people were using my social security number.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
so I had known about 2 people, because years ago, or one other person years ago, the IRS told my tax attorney that, oh yeah, there's someone using her social security number. And I panicked. I asked my accountant, what do I do? Oh, nothing. Not a big deal. They don't think it's a big deal that you have 3 or 4 or 5 of you filing your taxes. Who gets the tax return? Or what happens if they owe taxes and they don't pay? And I, as the Social Security originator, or whatever you want to call me, are in trouble. So I started to really begin to panic over this. And then I discovered that T-Mobile had an account for someone using my social security number, and they were getting accounts. And I get a notice one day that says that someone is applying for a payday loan. Is that you? It was not me at all. And so I struggled. I can only tell you that it caused within me panic attack, triple digit, because what do? And trying to shut my computer. What do I do about all of this? And I really didn't know how to handle it. Then I discovered that, a few months ago, there was this huge Social Security breach, 2 billion Social Security numbers stolen. And then I read another article about Fidelity. I think it was Fidelity. So recent massive data breaches. So all the places that we seem to think is safe and we leave our assets are getting hacked, getting breached. So I started to look for solutions. And I met up with some new friends as we started to talk about the solution. So I wish Paul were here. Paul would tell us. He's the attorney we work with. Paul told me the other night, he said, oh, I was telling him about my social security numbers. He said, oh, piece of cake. All your attorney has to do is call up the IRS as an attorney, and it can get handled. In other
Mm,
words, a regular person, a consumer, a
mhm,
client, I guess we're clients of the IRS, can't do anything. But we need professional help to get things done. And
mhm.
so fortunately, ultimately, I ran into and I started working with Jason. And so, Jason, why don't we talk a little bit about like why we do what we do? And let's start with that.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much for having us on here, Sophia. This is amazing. Yeah, so, actually, I'm right there with Dr. Joan. I didn't know about there was even services out there to be able to protect the average person like you and I. And when I found out about it, actually, it was right around a year ago. And actually, about a month before that, my kid's mom had passed away. And I've been taking care of my daughter since she's 3 years old. She's now 13 years old. So she's not my blood daughter, but she's my daughter, right?
Yeah.
So when my kid's mom passed away, she didn't have her will set up. So
Mm,
now I'm like fighting for her, for my own daughter from her grandparents up in New York because of a piece of
Wow.
paper. So I have to have my kids crying to each other every night on Zoom, saying goodnight to each other, and my 8-year old not understanding why his sister can't be with us. And I stood right there, and now I'm on a mission to be able to help protect families, businesses, and individuals not to be in the same situation that me and my family are in. And
yeah.
just like Dr. Joan having the same issues with identity protection, we have a solution for everybody, because with our services, we have affordable lawyer services and identity protection for individuals, families, and businesses. So
Mm,
we're able to do, and the crazy part about this is we live in a subscription based model. Everybody's in a subscription, whether it be Netflix, your gym, whether it be
mhm,
water, pet food, everybody has memberships that they use, or maybe they're paying for that they don't use. But now we have a service that, our company's been around for 52 years and actually was born because the owner of the company was actually a teacher and an insurance agent. He was actually in an accident where he was hit head on. And while he was in the hospital fixing up his wounds and fixing up everything, he was received a letter that the woman that hit him is suing him. So this guy had to actually empty his bank accounts trying to save himself because of this woman, and really just having to say, oh, well, I guess it's your word against mine. So he created this company called PPLSI, and that's where it's all been born because of necessity. He knew that there was car insurance out there for our vehicles. He knew there's health insurance for our people, for ourselves, but there's no such thing as lawyer insurance, something that the average person, because let's get real, if you don't have three or $400 an hour, you don't have the same capability as the wealthy. If you
mm,
don't have $300 to $500 an hour, you can't be in that club, unfortunately. And that's
mhm,
why so many people get taken advantage of, because they don't even realize there's services like ours where you can pay monthly instead of by hourly. You know,
mhm.
to where, even for my businesses, I own 11 companies out here in the Southwest Florida area, and I was paying right around $25,000 every single quarter
Wow.
on lawyer fees for reviewing contracts, to writing contracts, to go chasing my money. And now I'm paying $115 for my business to be fully covered by a lawyer. And I have 100 hours of trial defense added into that, to where that's saving me anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 if I were to get sued.
That's
Mm.
almost criminal.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's it's
Right?
really interesting because because of what's happening, I'll say in our society, I'll call it, I like using the word consciousness, like how things are shifting. There's so much more of an opportunity for people to have their identities stolen.
Yeah. Even like Facebook. I remember years ago when I first started selling art, this guy texted me. He said, what did he say? He said, Joan, I think you've been hacked. And actually I knew this guy from, I had never met him, but we were connected to friends, and I ended up selling him a painting. So it turned out to be a good thing that I was hacked. But
Mhm,
so I have friends getting hacked every week on Facebook.
mhm,
And
I had a friend of mine. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't
no,
mean to
no, go
interrupt.
ahead.
Okay, so this is crazy too, because the universe is wild, right? So I reached out to a very good friend of mine. He's actually a business partner, and he said no to a membership that only cost him $35 for his identity to be protected. Now with our membership, it's either $20 for an individual or $35 for the family for identity protection. And
mhm,
you're covered up to $3 million. And if you were to get hacked, we're going to put a licensed private investigator on your account so you don't have to worry about anything. If they mess up your credit, if they mess up anything, our private investigators are going to get your account back to pre-hack status for no additional cost. So if it costs 100 hours, takes 200 hours, 300 hours, it doesn't matter. You're only paying that $20 as an individual or 35 for the family. Now check this out. So
Mm.
he said no to me, right? And a couple weeks later, he gets hacked and they stole $176,000 from his account. I said, hey man, you think it's pretty smart if we go ahead and get you signed up now?
Oh,
Because
God.
it our membership's like insurance, car insurance. You don't
Right,
get into an accident and then go get the car insurance. It's
right,
impossible. You want to make
right.
sure we're thinking about stuff before it happens. Like
Mhm.
like our wills and estate planning, power of attorney. Our lawyer services is amazing because, like we just said, for the identity protection, $20 for an individual or 35 for the whole family. But we have a combo membership where you can get legal service. So we have almost 4.4 million members already in USA and Canada that use this membership, whether they're we have three different memberships. So we have what's called basic, preferred, and premium. So the premium's crazy. It's only $50. It covers you, your wife, your husband, your kids, up to 10 dependents. And you can get your trust done for $250. You can have your estate planning done for free, your will done for free. You get your power of attorney done for free. And the best part about that is you can review it and update it yearly at no additional cost. So just those few features that we have with this membership for $50 a month, you're saving yourself $3,000 to $5,000 right off the rip. But then
Mm.
we're here to be able to write letters on their behalf, review contracts, review documents, review lease agreements, purchasing home agreements. We're here to do notaries online. We're really we've kind of revolutionized the game, just like Amazon did with the mall. Most people used to go to the mall all the time back in the day to shop. Now everybody uses an app from their phone called Amazon. We're
Mhm.
doing the same thing with the legal services. So where all you have to do is just tap a button on your phone, request a consult, and you're going to now have a ton of different attorneys in any kind of direction or any kind of category that are specialized in whatever issues you're having. And like I said, you don't have to pay by the hour. All you're paying is monthly.
So what that makes me think of is like, I never call an attorney because it's too expensive. If
Mhm.
I'm going to move into an apartment next month, or Victoria just moved in here, she didn't have she wouldn't even think about calling an attorney to review the contract.
Mhm.
None of the contracts she signs, she looks at, or that, I sign and look at. And so, number one, I think the fact is most Americans don't use attorneys because they don't have affordable access to it. Now,
Mhm.
this morning I clicked my app. I'm so proud of myself. I have this situation where I had a car accident in 2020, and I see that they take care of certain things. And this accident was not my fault. I'm telling you the truth. It was not my fault. I stopped suddenly. There was traffic on the freeway. It was rush hour. I stopped suddenly. The guy hits me from behind. It's obvious he hits me from behind. And they recorded it as me being at fault. Now, I didn't really care about it until I noticed that I'm trying to get new insurance. And the cheapest quote I've gotten so far is $700 a month. So I couldn't sleep last night. I was in extreme agony, like besides shooting myself, what do I do?
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
terrible. And then I heard, but Joan, you have Legal Shield. I swear,
Yeah.
I heard it like a voice in the middle of the night. But Joan, you have this Legal Shield. And that's what I did this morning. I got on the app, reached out, and they're in the middle of taking, and I know they're going to take care of it for me.
That's
Mm.
amazing.
I mean, I
That
just
is
know it. I think it's because I didn't know how do you go about, getting an insurance company to change their determination or,
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I think the main thing is, a lot of times when people try to resolve things themselves, they're talking to the normal customer services. When our members are getting anything taken care of, our legal representation is talking to their legal department, not
Mm.
their customer service department. So instead of talking to somebody that's getting paid hourly, that might not know all the ins and outs, now we're talking to a lawyer from their department, and now they're going to resolve stuff way faster because they know that we mean business. So we're actually helping people have that same posture and that same confidence to be able to be protected. And it's really powerful because, every wealthy person on this planet has a lawyer on retainer. And now we're giving that same equality to justice to the average person, because now most people will be like, oh, well, $50 is a lot of money. Well, we have plans from $50 to $37 a month to $29 a month just to have your legal representation. So we fit everybody's needs, we fit everybody's budget, and we're really here to be able to make sure that you're not overcharging yourself, so that we actually do fit in your budget. So it's just a normal thing helping you out, and you have that extra protection, just like the wealthy do.
Mm.
Just like the wells. I felt really good. I went like this, you know,
I love
when
it.
I did that phone call this morning, I texted my sister. I said, okay, I have a solution.
Let's
know,
go.
That's cool.
Anyway, Sophia, so I know we're just bombarding you with lots of information. We're going to give you a chance now.
So no, I'm just curious, like what benefits have you personally seen from it with your business, Joan?
Okay, so to be really honest, I've only started in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
But what I have seen, number one, I'm going to get my car insurance down from 700 back down to 100 or something, number one, which is huge. So on that level, I'm really excited. I've also started, in using the ID Shield, I started working with my social, I guess it's your social credit score, how you show up in public, and started working with to make sure all of my accounts are free of having been hacked. And so the first thing I had to do is I got 50 notices of one of my email addresses being found in the dark web.
Okay.
So 50,
Oh,
all
interesting.
50. They said you've reached your maximum 50,
Oh,
all on the
interesting.
first day. And so I called them up. What do I do? And I started to get advice on how to, shift what I'm doing, changing my email address. I was willing to do that, and to do a few other little things to start protecting my finances and my reputation as well.
Yeah.
So I think those are some of the things that I've started to do. When I take an apartment, I shall be, using the attorneys to start looking at contracts. I come across a lot of contracts in my business every so often. Well, this is kind of weird. I get a lot of invitations to speak, and people like me are sending out contracts to other speakers. I've never had anyone review any of the contracts I send out, at all. I don't even know. I don't even know if they're enforceable or if they're not, or I don't know. So I'm prepared to go undertake a new adventure now of really learning how to use these new resources for my own benefit.
Very cool.
Okay, I know that Jason with his 11 businesses has probably used it a lot.
A lot. And I've only been involved with the company for 11 months, but with me being a serial entrepreneur, I seen that there's massive amounts of people that need this service. Then there's tons of my friends and family and business owners that could use it. And the business memberships are amazing, because either there's 3 memberships for the business as well. It's either $50, 99, or 169. And it really just goes on how many partners you have, how many people are going to need to use the service to be a decision maker, and then how much of each service you're going to need. But for me personally, out of my 11 businesses, I signed up 7 of them with the $99 plan. And then we have these add-ons where you can add for $15 a month, 100 hours of a trial defense attorney in case we get sued. So like I said at the beginning, an average attorney for trial defense is around $500 an hour. So right now I'm covered for $50,000 extra just in case we were to get sued. But for my business, I've already had I do medical marijuana certifications in Cape Coral, Florida. And actually, we were in Jamaica on a trip for this company that they paid for our team. And the first day I get there, my doctor texts me and says, "Hey, just so you know, yesterday was my last day." So as we're on vacation, that's the message we get right there. Very vindictive, whatever. It is what it is. So after I get home, I tap my app, I reach out to our attorneys, and there was multiple things that were happening that she was not supposed to be doing. One, she was reaching out to all of our clients saying, "Hey, our business moved to Bonita Springs. Feel free to come down here. We're giving a discount for the drive." So that's one thing.
Oh,
So we had them write a letter to have them stop doing that. And then we
yeah,
also had them write letters to go to the state of Florida because there's some illegal things happening there. You know, you can't take databases, you can't take
right.
charts and stuff away. Anyway, so Legal
Right.
Shield has been taking care of all that. And now this doctor is
Wonderful.
now not talking to any of our clients because she's not allowed. That's one thing that I've used. And in the other
Mhm.
attorneys, I know that would have cost me $5,000 to $10,000. I didn't pay one
Right.
penny. All I paid was my $115 a month for that business.
Okay.
Another instance I had, so one of the businesses, we do a lot of online sales. Some of the cards didn't go through, so we had to actually collect it. When you go to try to collect money, most collection companies are going to take around 20 to 30% just because they had to go out and collect. With our
Right.
company, you get either 10, 20, or 30 collections per month with the membership, just depending on what package you get. So for
Okay.
me, I was able, for the $99 plan, I was able to get 20 letters out there to go collect my money, and they don't charge $1 or one penny of extra percentage. They will just go out there and collect your money for you. So I've actually been able to collect over $18,000 from one of my companies just from these letters, right?
Wow.
Another thing that I've been able to do with all of my companies is I trademark my logo. I copyrighted my logo because it's
Mhm.
included in the $99 plan or the 169. So I
Gotcha.
saved my businesses, each business, 11 of them, over $5,000 each with the trademark and copyright
Right.
because it's included. You get one per year with the membership. So
Mm.
just right there,
Right.
I saved my businesses around 55 to $60,000, and I was able to protect my logos, trademark myself, and copyright everything. So those are just a few instances that I use these services for my business. For my personal, because the business lawyer is separate than the personal, but my
Mhm.
personal, the best thing ever is once you become a member in the app, it's a questionnaire to do your will. So they're going to ask you a bunch of questions to be able to do a questionnaire so you can get your will completed. Once you
Mm.
complete the will, our a calendar link will pop up. You pick the date and time you want the lawyer to reach back out to you, and now the lawyer is going to actually do your will with you, and then they send it to you. So you just got to have it notarized, which
Oh,
with our
cool.
membership you can do notarized online. So they've made it
Nice.
all very simple for everybody. So I've got my will completed. I've got my estate planning, power of attorney, all completed, all for the membership price.
Mhm.
And then I also, don't judge me, but I also had 2 speeding tickets in the last 11 months that I had the lawyers be able to go to court for me so I didn't have to go. And they didn't get any points on my license. I did have to pay a fine, but they didn't get any points on my license. So my insurance premiums didn't go up. So those are just a few testimonials from my
Mhm.
personal use.
Right.
Great.
I read of someone who had a DUI who got on the phone and was able to protect himself.
Well,
Mm.
the best part about it is all the stuff. There's a huge list of things that we cover 100% free with the membership. But if you were to ever get any criminal charges or a DUI or anything that's not included 100%, you get a 25% discount just for being a member. I mean,
Mm.
I'm almost 40 years old and I've never heard of a lawyer giving a discount. You know what I
Right.
mean? So even
No.
if you were paying the $30 or $50 a month for that 25% discount, I think a lot of people would do that alone, and then you add the will and estate planning and power of attorney and going to court for you if you ever get a speeding ticket and writing letters on your behalf and reviewing contracts and phone calls and identity protection. I mean, it's just like you said, this is criminal. It's like it's so affordable. We just have to go out there to the public, and we're so grateful for you having us on your platform so we can actually get it out there. We're very, very grateful for you, and we do appreciate you more than you know.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
you also were asking, so they also help you with IRS audits. And I went through an IRS audit 10 years ago that cost me probably six figures. And I
Mm.
still lost, just so you know.
Oh.
But I've had many sleepless nights. And I
Mm.
think I want to point that out. I think one of the reasons that I'm passionate about it now is because I see the effect of stress on people and on myself. And even after they help you, you still have that reservoir of, the anxiety that's in your body and in your anxiety. Like, are they I have to keep my credit shut down, so so they don't do it. Like there's a lot of tension and there's a lot of things
Mm.
that happen on a personal level because they take the load off of you. Thank
Right.
God, because it's extremely stressful. And I think I've seen it a lot with my clients and with myself. And even some of the podcasters that I'm on shows with have said to me, oh my God, this happened to my mother, happened to me. Or even an incident, this happened to my daughter. She clicked on a link, and before you know it, she was scammed out of thousands of dollars.
Mm,
Not just because it was a phishing link, but because they convinced her anyway of something that it was for postage. And they ended up with thousands of dollars out of her bank. And had she been able to use this, she would have probably been able to have gotten it reversed.
right.
Because,
100%.
yeah, and so a lot of people don't get it reversed. And
Mm,
because they clicked the wrong button, they're screwed.
right.
Well,
Right.
and I think you said it earlier too, like, most people are just don't have a few thousand or $5,000 to put for a retainer for a lawyer, but most
Mhm,
people have $30 to $50 to pay monthly to be able to have a retainer or a lawyer on retainer already. You know,
mhm,
that's kind of where we're just trying to educate people and really get the education out there. So, when people do see our membership, they can make an educated decision if they want to protect their family or their business.
mhm. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
What do you think so far, Sophia?
I think it's a great plan. It's just I I'm shifting gears because typically I have conversations about spirituality on my podcast. So I'm like trying to like tune into like how I can like because like in terms of a peace of mind, like we all know in this spiritual journey, we all have fears and anxieties, and I numbed myself out for anxiety most of my life until I found out I was anxious. And a lot of inner work on myself. And how are you how do you see this helping your clients with that deeper sense of inner calm? Like are you like experimenting with that? How are you showing up for that with them, and how are they
That's a great
responding?
question. Great question. So this is a relationship building company.
Okay.
And so I build relationships. And so for me, when I start working with people who are suffering from that kind of anxiety, I can work with them. I mean, we can deal with it. First of all, when someone takes the pressure off of you, like having your attorney in your pocket, or
Mhm.
takes the, like when I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and it was like, ding, legal shield, quick, call them. I was going to call them in the middle of the night, but when I woke up, I felt positive for the first time, like, oh, I have a way to deal with it. So with people, the thing that I find that causes a lot of anxiety is when it's out of our control. You owe
Mm,
money to the IRS, they're going to take your house. What do you do? When it's
mhm,
out of your control, I had this ticket, it wasn't even a ticket, I had this accident. Now, it's a fortune. What do I do? When I get a solution, I have a Capricorn rising. I need solutions. Okay. I need solutions to make it happen, and to calm me down. So I
mhm,
think the first thing is offering strategies that are really concrete in the world. And listen, Sophia, I talk a lot about the fifth dimension. I talk a lot about consciousness
mhm.
and how to live your best life, and how to be a light worker, and how to, raise your vibration. But
Right.
I can tell you, when I found out about my social security number, my
Mhm.
vibration went out the window.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My energy about what I felt, it's like being raped. It's like being molested. It's like
Mm,
being attacked. And I
okay.
think for people who we might call star seeds or light workers,
Mhm.
we protect ourselves from demons and bad energy, but
Right.
not protecting ourselves from the 3D reality
Right.
could
Right.
strike us.
Well,
And
and it's
that,
interesting because like we're in that space between the 3 and the 5D, so it is a navigation and there's a lot of attacks going on.
Big time.
yeah, a lot of attacks. And so they're not all psychic. Some of
Right.
the, and Jason knows all about this too. It's not just psychic. It's
Mhm.
like physical now. They have done
Yeah.
something to me through my computer, or however, dark web. I don't know where they are, but they've attacked me. And
Mm,
when we feel attacked, it makes us shut down.
right.
So my work is helping for people who want to reach out to me, not just for the shield and the
Mhm.
physical protection, but for emotional protection. There's a lot of tools we can use to
Yeah.
get you back in balance. But it,
Mhm.
it revolves around having a peace of mind. I think
Right.
there's an insurance commercial that talks of peace of mind. And
Right.
that's what I experienced today.
Mm.
Mind, they're dealing
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really interesting because like I get the attacks because I've experienced some very interesting things in the past 24 hours that I was not expecting. And fortunately, I had the awareness to see it, so I didn't get the attack, but it was a physical, it was like a former relation kind of like level of kind of trying to pull my energy away from me. And so it really is like we're getting it on all levels right now.
Yeah, we
And
are.
yeah, it's really it's quite a space to navigate on all the levels that we have. And the fact that this is one of the ways that we can navigate it better, because like I'm sure I've had identity theft. I'm not I'm moving. I don't care. Like I'm in a different space where like that's just not part of my consciousness. Like I'm sure my social security was hacked. I'm sure it was because I'm one of many people that it had. I mean, the odds are too strong, but like for me it's like such like low on the totem pole of things I'm dealing with, but for others it's much more immediate, because of where they are in their lives. Like, I don't have stability right now, so, like, the last thing I don't even know where to send my insurance for my car. So, like, I'm like, "Okay," so, like, that's where I'm at, but, like, other people who have more stability than I do right now are in a space where it's like, "Okay, like, I need to manage things," like, even having a trust. That's that's an important thing right now,
Huge.
and to be able to navigate that and not have to, like, think about it, have somebody else, you give the basic information and they
Do it.
provide the services. That's a really huge benefit for a lot of people.
I think a
When
lot of
I
people don't even I'm sorry, Dr. Joan, go ahead.
go ahead.
I think a lot of people don't really think about it until it happens to them.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
always low on somebody's totem pole until
Yeah.
it happens to them. You know what
Right.
happened for us? We had said it so many times to my kid's mom because she actually had stage 4 lymphomic non-Hodgkin cancer,
Mm,
and she didn't even
mm,
die from that. We were doing a lot of energy work, and the universe was treating her well.
mhm.
Everything was looking really well. She actually died from a blood clot, went up and got her, which is crazy.
Oh,
But you
gosh.
know, I think that we had said it so many times and she says, Jay, I know, but it just makes it so real that I'm dying. And it's like, even in a lot of aspects like that, people don't want to come to reality because it
Mhm.
makes it so real. But
Yeah.
also, people always, once they find out, oh, well, a will and estate planning and power of attorney, oh, that's going to cost me maybe 3 grand. Oh, I'll do it
Mhm,
after Christmas, or I'll do it after this vacation, or I'll do it.
mhm.
But we don't know what God
Right,
or what the universe has written for us for tomorrow. So to be
right.
able to have a death happen in our family, a death
Mhm.
happen in to one of our loved ones, then you have to deal with getting their stuff and their
Right.
their stuff out of probate instead of
Oh,
just
yeah.
having all their stuff. It's just terrible,
Oh,
but
I
nobody thinks about it until it happens to them.
Oh, my dad died in 2009, and he didn't believe in having a will.
Oh,
Fortunately, it was just
poor
me and my
girl.
mom. I didn't have siblings, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean,
Sure.
it was a deal, but it wasn't that big of a deal that
Yeah.
compared with other situations. But we still had to go through probate, and it was still, it was still a thing. And it was like, Dad, like, I understand that you thought you were gonna live forever, and that obviously didn't prove out to be right. So after when my mom moved out to Oregon with us, we went and saw we went to see a lawyer and we did power of attorney, and now she's in California, with dementia. And fortunately, she's in a
Good thing.
very, very, very amazing place. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm the power of attorney. And I didn't have to think about it because I'd done it in 2016. And I'm not
Right.
a fan of being a power of attorney. Let me just get that straight. It's not a pleasant place to be. But I'm grateful that I have it because, like, now I can't, like, if I had to do it now, I couldn't because she's got dementia.
She couldn't even do it.
She
So,
Right,
wouldn't be able. Yep.
right.
I'm so sorry to hear she's got that issue, but happy to hear that you resolve those problems and those issues. I think what we're really talking about the following is like I know that I protect myself psychically. I
Mhm,
protect myself from energy attacks and
mhm, mhm.
all the stuff that's out there that is, is a
Yeah,
train. intuitive. I've learned how to do it. And now I think I'm advocating physical 3D
Mm.
protection
Yeah.
for people like us who actually, yes, I think energetically we're not used to being attacked. And so
Hmm.
we're open to those attacks. We may be used to protecting our energy field,
Right.
but not our physical,
Right.
not our bank account,
Hmm.
our our computer, everything. And that's the difference. So it's like
Yeah.
3D protection.
Right.
Is
Because
it
it's not in our
3D?
consciousness. It's like, oh no, we're all going 5D and we're all like, not love and light all the time because we did definitely get to do our inner work, but like it's it's like bringing us back into, because we're not in the 5D yet.
Right.
We're getting there, but we're not there yet. So to like balance that desire to embody that deeper energy while still navigating the 3D is like in all the ways that we have to navigate the 3D is a big deal.
Yeah, and that's why people say, well, Joan, how come you're coming out talking about this when, last month you were talking about raising your vibration?
Mhm.
Well, I tried raising my vibration the day
Right.
after my Social Security numbers were hacked,
Mhm.
and I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Right.
Or even last night, I
Mhm.
couldn't focus on meditating when I was given a $770 quote monthly insurance payment.
Right.
I just couldn't. I couldn't even
Mhm.
get calm until I had that solution.
Right.
And I don't want to be the solution. I don't want to do that kind of stuff. I need someone
Right.
to do it. And, Jason's talking about all of his trademarks. I paid $5,000 last year for my trademark.
Mm.
Had I known, I would have saved a fortune. In fact,
Right.
a year of Legal Shield wouldn't even cost me what I paid for that
Right.
trademark. So
Yeah, you
I
could pay for Legal Shield for 4 years with that trademark for the highest business plan.
Right.
Yeah. So retrospect is never so great. You look
Right.
back, you go, I could have done that. But what I realized is that it's protecting, we have to like protect our mind. We have to protect,
Mhm.
our physicality in a way that allows us to then be that high vibrational person we can be.
Right.
Okay. And
Right.
and we owe it to ourselves to manage our money right and manage
Mhm.
our driving records and we owe it to ourselves to make sure we cover all bases.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know that you,
Yeah.
and that is how I integrate it.
Mm.
That's how I integrate it. That
Yeah.
that it's part of a body, mind, and spirit alignment, so
Mhm.
that you can be free to do your mission on the planet, your best work on the planet.
Mhm.
Or have 12 businesses like Jason does, and he's probably worry free.
Yeah, super worry free.
I won't ask how many times you click on the app and for the attorney.
A lot. It's funny because I'm in Kentucky right now, and I'm about to actually go into a photo shoot with my fiance and my son, and we're doing some really good family pictures. But it's awesome to be able to travel the world and be able to help people because, like I said, when I found out about this service, my whole mission changed from commission driven to mission driven. I already
Mm.
make a lot of money with my other businesses, so I don't really care about anything except for helping bless people, helping them understand that this membership's even out there. And the best part about this is, we've been able to help hundreds of people add this as an additional revenue stream, to be able to help out during the holidays and help out during these crazy times. There's never been a time where we have the crazy prices of gas going up like this, price of
Mhm.
goods going up, price of living going up the way we are. So
Mhm.
this company is a blessing for protecting people, but also financially protecting people too.
Mhm.
That
Beautiful.
makes me think of the hurricane here recently.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if people end up having to call Legal Shield to get some of their insurance company to cover what they need, or
Oh
Mhm.
like I
yeah.
like being an enforcer to make sure people are getting the help that they need.
We've
Yeah.
been we've been advertising like crazy the week before because, as you know, Miss Dr. Joan, we set up shop the day after the hurricane and we started feeding people for free. you know, and
Mm,
we've already fed thousands and thousands of people down in Southwest Florida. We set up shop, and you know, we did it with me and my friend just with our own money. Then we set up
mhm,
a GoFundMe, and we've already had a couple $1,000s donated to us, to help out, you know, the cost of everything. But then we've also had other entrepreneurs come and bring food to us, and other business owners, other restaurateurs, bring food
mm,
from their own supplies and come and help us just continue feeding the community. And it's been great. And we've already communicated with a lot of people, because a lot of people have already had issues with their insurance companies. So we're going to
mm.
be here to be a light for a lot of people.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's so like especially when we have natural disasters come into the fore. I still think of all the craziness of North Carolina, um, which is a whole other topic. But like the importance of community and coming together and having all the layers of support um to help everyone because like especially in times like this when there is a crisis, having that balance, like having that thing not an extra worry to take care of is important.
Yeah, to get a hot meal when you have no air condition, no power, no nothing, you know,
Right.
it really helps you, with the moral win for that day, to be able to give your kids hot food and not have
Mhm.
to worry about paying for it. You know, I know a lot of businesses try to profit after devastations like this, but we've always been the ones to set up, and you know, we've always just wanted to help the community. And you know, we can make money any other time with our
Right.
community, and during those times we do whatever's necessary to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That.
it's I will say like the unintended perk of these recent hurricanes is seeing how community is coming together when the government is not.
Oh,
And it's such a gift to see the compassion we have for each other.
I had so many of my posts getting blocked, getting told. I would get notices from Facebook or Instagram saying, sorry, this is against community standards. And it was literally just saying thank you to my team. Because we have the name of our team with Legal Shield is called the Dream Team, you know, because we're all the all stars from all these different industries. And, you know, we're just
Mhm.
trying to just help as many people. So,
Mhm.
you know, when social media is over here trying to say, oh, this is against our community standards, just because we're coming together and we're so powerful as a
Right.
one, we know we're
Right.
up to something good, you know.
Mhm.
And that's the beauty of our team, is we're a group of motivated individuals, whether it be entrepreneurs, whether it be stay-at-home moms, whether it be doctors, whether it be insurance agents, real estate agents. Does not matter your background, your color, your ethnicity. It does not matter. As long as you have a want to have a better future for your kids, for your kids kids, then you are welcome on our team.
That's
The
beautiful.
dream team.
Yes.
Sweet, 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 sweet. Yeah. Sophia, this has been great talking to you.
Thank you.
I'd love to let everyone know that they can just reach out to me. They can actually text me at my phone number, 415. Maybe you can put it below too,
I'm
415
writing it. Yep.
717
Hmm.
1385. I'll repeat it because I learned years ago you have to repeat it twice. And you have to do it like you're writing it. So it's 415 717 1385. So for years, that's how I used to give my phone number to patients because I somehow was trained like that. But guys, if you reach out, you can, there's no obligation. I'll show you what we have and how we can help you and how we can help protect you if you already need protection, or get you set up so that you can make sure that you don't have some of the struggles that Jason and I have been talking about.
Hmm.
God bless.
Yes.
Sort of have a cough in here.
No worries. So yeah, I think this has been amazing. Thank you again for having us on here to try to get
Welcome.
the education out there to the community.
Yeah, you're
This
welcome.
has been an absolute pleasure. It's been fun. I know my wife has texted me about 47 times already. She's like, we're
Well, we can let you go, Jason.
Thank
awesome.
you, Jason.
You're so
Sophia and
welcome.
I,
God bless you guys. Y'all have
yeah.
a wonderful day. I look
You
forward to
too.
speaking with you soon.
All
Thank you.
right, that's the dream team, everyone. So if you work with me, you're working with the dream team. That's
Let's
Mhm.
how
go.
dude over here.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Jason. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
But I appreciated really being able to kind of put words to what I feel like I'm doing,
Mm, yeah.
and because it for me, it was also a shocking shift. And
Mhm.
not that I'm not, I'm still doing readings for people and sessions and healings,
Yeah,
but now I'm back out here talking about very pragmatic stuff. And
right.
so, but I see how it relates to at least me as a light being, as a intuitive, on the spiritual path, that there are times that I have not been able to focus because
Yeah.
of these other issues.
Mhm, mhm.
And and I walk around with the angels. I go by the name Joan of Angels. And
Yeah.
so I have a team, but they haven't handled my social security issue.
Right, right. Which is, and we're still in the 3D.
We're still in the 3D. And I think many of us forget it. Well,
Mhm.
because we don't want to remember it. I mean, I don't want to have to deal with my taxes and this
Right,
and the attorney. I don't want to have to deal with any of it, but
right.
it's becoming obvious that the more successful you get, or the more money you might make, the more you have to do those things
Mhm. Yeah, and until we shift, we're still doing them,
until we
right?
shift. That is the truth. Yes.
And I know
Yes.
we're getting there.
Well, we're in interesting times.
Yes, we are. I think that's one of the worst Chinese curses. May you live in interesting times.
Right. Well, remember that other saying that these are the times for which we were called.
Yep. We definitely chose to be here at this time.
We
So we're
did.
we're we're
So
the we're our own saviors.
yes, yes, yes. And I think the other saying that I have with that is, to be one of the chosen ones, you must choose.
Yep.
Chosen doesn't mean you're special, guys. Chosen means you've just agreed to work harder than everyone else. That you've agreed to do what you came here to do, your
Yeah.
mission. And so to be one of the chosen ones who really feels fulfilled in your work and
Hmm.
doing what you came here to do, you have to say yes,
Yep.
period. Right?
And it's not just one yes.
No.
It's pretty much yes, almost on the daily.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
so true, because I don't know about you, but I get visions about what I'm supposed to be doing and the next step and do
Mhm.
it now. And I know that you commented you're house sitting for three weeks. I've been traveling for 2 years as a digital nomad. There are times I don't actually know where I'm going to be going.
Yeah, that's a journey.
It has been a
Journey.
journey, but you know what? It's actually, how do I explain it? I get to go around the planet lighting people up,
Mm.
meeting people I would never have met before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to bet that that was my destiny right now.
Yeah.
I was sent literally around the planet to do some of that.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear that. That was the guidance that I got when I was doing this, because it's been since September 15th. It's to December 1st. So I'm just traveling around
You do.
Oregon, and it was shown that it's because I'm spreading my light in
Yeah,
certain places. And I get to like live in spaces in Oregon that I've always wanted to and never got to. So I get to actually, like, right now I'm living on the Oregon coast and I'm feeling the magic of it. And so I'm just so grateful, even though it's a little tiring because I move so much, which you understand. Um, there's also profound gratitude because I get to connect with the land, I get to connect with the animals, I get to connect with the people and just be, and recognize that this is humble, but I know I'm a light being. So like as I'm sharing my light, that ripple effect is helping others.
right. And you're personally sharing that vibration when
Mhm.
you walk into a town or a new place,
Mhm.
new people.
Yeah.
I always teach people how to flip their wings so that their energy just goes through them, and that you carry that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's I mean, and again, like no one's better than another. It's just that we're just choosing to embody that.
Right, right.
And I actually had the opportunity to see my ex-partner yesterday, and I had a conversation with him about the difference between knowledge and embodiment. And you can know I'm a former historian, so like I very intellectual, But until I'm actually in my heart and I know it to be so, it doesn't mean anything.
Interesting. God,
Yeah.
and you're a former historian.
Yep. All the way to a PhD.
You have a PhD in history.
Yep.
And very, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I do energy work on animals. So like
Well, but the energy work on, yes, yes,
yeah.
I get it. But you know, you think about it too, our animals are impacted by how we live and
Yeah.
how our
Yeah.
emotions are and our
Oh
frustrations.
yeah. Very
And I
much
think
so.
that's amazing to do energy work. Are you also, can you do it online, by the way?
All of it's online. All of
Okay,
it's remote. All of it's remote. I look at a picture and I can do it. So yeah.
sweet. Did we set up a time for you to be on my show?
I don't know. I think
I
so.
don't know either. I can't, I know I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I don't think we did. But
Okay, well, I'll send you a text.
okay.
We don't
Cool.
do it for everybody, but guys, she's gonna be on the Dr. Joan show as well. And we
Yeah.
will not be talking legal shield at that point. We're gonna be talking about psychic protection.
Mm.
I'll get protection in there no matter what.
Well, it's that is important because we can be I mean, I actually felt it at one point yesterday. I felt the difference between the energy of my partner and the energy of the thing that was using him to get to me.
Whoa. So
And
that's
I
a
was
huge attack.
and I felt it and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work for me. And I felt because I felt the shift in his energy. He was just like being present. And then I felt this energy of like grabbing me, kind of. And I was like, that's not him. He's actually in a good space, but then he got really, really clingy and like trying to get my energy, and it got like more and more frantic. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting because that's not him.
Right, so it's,
And
people are
so,
getting possessed these days.
yeah,
They're- because our field isn't, so many people aren't strong enough energetically now. And
right.
little things fracture you, like identity theft. I mean, little things on the
Yeah.
3D world
Oh, yeah.
burst that bubble, so you're not in
Mhm.
that beautiful protective space, and then you're vulnerable. I'm so glad you saw it.
Oh,
So
well,
what?
I was grounding on a beach. Like I was like walking on the beach barefoot and put my feet in the ocean. I was like completely grounded so I could see it. And there's no judgment. It was just an awareness. And I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And then I realized like how that showed up in our relationship so much because I didn't see it when I was in it. And it's like, oh wow, no wonder why I had adrenal fatigue.
Right.
That's
No
that
wonder you were
energy.
exhausted. It was like a drain. Your energy was
Right.
being depleted 24/7.
Right. And I didn't know until I do. And now it's just compassion. Just compassion and making sure my energy is clear. Like I had a sister like clear my energy with me this morning and it was like, okay, cool. Because there was a cord attached to me that I felt, but I couldn't really see it. So we cleared it. And having that aware, like just feeling it, like having the degree of presence to be able to feel something in your body that's not right. It takes a lot of practice, but it's really important at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been such a great talk.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Such a
much
great,
for your time and your beingness and all the work you're doing in the world.
I appreciate it. So I just want to give everyone another shout out. Thank you all for listening. If you have any issues whatsoever in the realms we discussed, call me, text me. Text is always better. 415-717-1385. I'll help you figure out what you need. If you want to join the dream team, well, you've seen Jason. What you see is what you get.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So
Yeah.
I'll reach out to you,
Awesome.
and I'm starting to do interviews the end of the month.
Awesome.
It's a new show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so sweet. I'm so glad. I'm just so glad I reached out to you. Thank you.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. All
Have a
right.
fabulous rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. All right.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.